It's that time. Thank you for tuning in to the Post Route. And here is your host, W. Earl Kitchings.
Good evening and welcome to the Post Route, the show where we dive deep into conversations with black quarterbacks, both past and present. I'm your host, W. Earl Kitchings, and as always, this show is proudly brought to you by Quarter Phi Back, the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks and home of the prestigious BIP Memorial Trophy, the only award that honors both the top HBCU quarterback and the top black quarterback from high schools around the country. We are always thrilled and excited to have you with us here on the Post Route. And all we ask that you do is to continue to support us. If you enjoy what we're doing, hit our like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so that you never miss out on one of these fantastic episodes. Join us live every Monday night right here on YouTube, on the Post Route, and we're always glad to have you for more phenomenal conversations. Well, we're going to give you another phenomenal night tonight because we're going to go a little younger than we did a week or so ago because we found another extraordinary talent on the gridiron at the middle school level. He's going to be our guest tonight, and I'm going to tell you about him. But first, let me do some things that I got to do before we get started. First and foremost, let me say congratulations to Jalen Hurts, the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, who led the Eagles to the NFC Championship this past weekend with a win over the Washington Commanders. Also want to give a tip of the hat to Jalen Daniels for his outstanding play as a rookie this year, taking the Washington Commanders from the bottom of the Northern Division all the way to the NFC Championship this year. So kudos to both of those gentlemen. And also kudos to Patrick Mahomes, the phenomenal quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. Once again, for the third straight year, he has won the AFC Championship, and he could possibly do something that has never been done by any quarterback before, and that is to win three consecutive Super Bowls. It's been done twice. Terry Bradshaw's done it. Troy Aikman has done it. John Elway has done it. Tom Brady has done it, but never three in a row. Never three in a row. He could do it this year. And this will be the second time in the history of the NFL. And it's ironic that both of these guys, just a couple of years ago, were in the Super Bowl playing against one another. And that was the first time two black quarterbacks started the Super Bowl games against one another. Well, they're about to do it again. So in a couple of weeks, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, the Eagles, and the Chiefs will get it on for the Super Bowl of 2024-25, and we'll see just how well that goes. And again, kudos to these extraordinary quarterbacks. Man, you know, it's one thing to get to the Super Bowl. It's another thing to win it. Patrick Mahomes is on the brink of history. And if Jalen Hurts wins for the Eagles, that will be history for him because he will be the first black quarterback to lead the Philadelphia Eagles not to the Super Bowl, but to win the Super Bowl. When we get to Super Bowl week, we're going to bring you that historical list of quarterbacks who have started Super Bowl games and who have also been on the rosters of Super Bowl teams. We don't want to leave those guys who were on the rosters but just weren't starters because you know what? Each one of those guys, each one of those black quarterbacks who are on the roster of a Super Bowl winning team are also Super Bowl champions. And we don't want to ever disregard their legacies because, as you know, you're only one play away from being the starter or having to go in and replace the starter. So kudos to those guys, and we're going to give you that information. Then secondly, Once again, we have to send out our most deepest and humblest congratulations to the 2024 winners of the BIP Memorial Trophy. From the HBCU ranks, the outstanding quarterback from Clark Atlanta University by way of Allen University, David Wright III. David Wright led his team to a 7-3-1 record, took them to the SIAC championship game, selected the uh, MVP, Player of the Year in the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference this past year for the Clark Atlanta University Panthers. Congratulations, David. And then the phenomenal Jordan Durham, 6,000 plus yards as a high school senior this past year and 62 touchdowns. I don't know of anyone else who has done that at the high school levels that I'm aware of. Definitely not a black quarterback from the high school level to have done this. But Jordan Durham, 6,000 plus yards this past year, 62 touchdowns. He is our BIP Memorial Trophy winner from the interscholastic level. Congratulations to him. Oh, by the way, he's already enrolled at Western Carolina University. So congratulations to both of those young men for the job they've done. Now, to our guest tonight, let me tell you, it's one thing when you win a championship on one day and have to prepare for the next week to get ready to win a championship. I think we'll all agree that winning on a Friday or a Saturday in the playoffs and then playing for the championship the following week, kind of standard stuff. But what about if you win a championship on a Tuesday and turn around and win a state championship on a Saturday in the same week? Well, that's what our guest did this past year, leading the Memphis Business Academy to an undefeated season, 8-0 in the regular season, 2 wins in the playoffs, if you would. They won the city championship in Memphis. Then he turned around 4 days later and won the middle school championship for the Class A 1A championship by taking his team to the championship and defeating Paris Inman 56-22 after they had just beaten Oak Haven 48-8 for the city championship. I mean, within 4 days, he won two significant championships at the middle school level. Hey, everybody, my guest tonight, the one, the only, Karriyan KJ Strong from Memphis, Tennessee. Karriyan, welcome to the, my man.
Welcome.
Very good. How's it going?
Good.
You sport that MBA t-shirt right there at Memphis Business Academy. I like that.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk a little bit about, man, this phenomenal week you had. I mean, it was one thing to win the city championship. I know that was a big feat because, hey, you know, you're trying to win one championship, but then you have to turn around 4 days later and play again for another championship. How nervous were you having to play in both of those games?
I was very nervous.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But based on the score, it looked like, man, you weren't too nervous at all with the amount of points y'all put up on people, man. I mean, 48 and 56 points. That's Karriyan. That's 104 points in a matter of 4 days, man. I mean, the pros can't do that.
Yes, sir.
So I would have to say that you must have a good offensive line.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And kudos to those guys for giving you the time to throw the football because without a good offensive line, man, you definitely can't do what you did to win like you did. So let's talk a little bit about that first game, the city championship, because I read that a couple of years ago Memphis Business Academy won the state championship in 2022. But now is your time. You would have been a seventh grader? No, sixth grader 3 years ago when that happened. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So let's talk a little bit about that city championship game against Oak Haven. Um, I know you had an injury this past year. You came back pretty good after that injury. Uh, I guess you had a great doctor to get you healed up. Let's talk a little bit about that game, though. So it's a big game on a Tuesday night. You got to get ready for it. What were your thoughts going into that game? What were you trying to accomplish going into that game?
Basically, I was trying to win, really.
Okay. And what was the scheme for that night? What were you and the coach talking about? What was the scheme to do that? What was the game plan?
Make good throws, hand the ball off, make good reads, too.
Okay. Would you say that uh, making good reads is very critical to you becoming a better quarterback?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And walk me through a little bit about your progressions when you're doing the reads, because I take it that you are a shotgun style quarterback.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you ever get up under the center?
Yes, sir. Mostly
Okay.
just hand the ball off, though,
Okay. All right. So which do you prefer, getting up under the center or being in the shotgun?
being in the shotgun.
Being in the shotgun. Okay. So the game plan is to make good reads, make good throws. What's your favorite pass patterns to connect on?
Uh, Either an owl, post, a go.
A go route? Okay. And when you're throwing these passes and you're looking at the defense, do you and your receiver kind of communicate kind of silently when y'all both can read the defenses to know that you got something that y'all really want to throw?
I say kind of, sort of, yeah.
Kind of, sort of. Okay. All right. Um, Other than the Oak Haven game this past year, what was another important game for you before you got to the Oak Haven game that you really had a great game with? What was a good game, another good game for you? Because 48 points is a lot. You guys play what, 8-minute quarters?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So what was another great game for you this past year that you really felt that you did a good job?
The Jeter game when we played Jeter in the first round of the playoffs.
Okay. And I tried finding the scores for your season, man. I couldn't find but a couple of scores. So what was the score of that game? Do you remember?
No, sir.
You don't? Okay. Do you remember how many touchdowns? What's the most amount of touchdowns you've thrown in the game this past year? Do you remember that?
No. Two.
Two? Y'all run up the score like that, and two is all you did? Okay. Well, I guess y'all spread the ball around pretty good with the running backs and you throwing the ball. So, who's your favorite receiver on the team?
I don't have a favorite all around.
All of them are good.
Yes, sir.
Do they come to the Hall of Man and ask you to throw them the ball? Tell you, hey, KJ, I'm open. Throw me the ball.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's your response? What's your response to them when they come in there asking you to throw them the ball?
I'll see.
Okay, well, I hope you're not losing no friendships when you tell them you're a C and they don't get the ball, man. Because guys, everybody wants that rock, and you control that. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Um, so now you got the Oak Haven game. You win that game, knowing that game will send you to the state championship game. What was it like to prepare for that game in a matter of 3 days?
Really, just mentally thinking. Really, I don't know.
Okay. Did you have to do any additional work? Did it cause you to have to work a little bit extra because it was such a short turnaround?
Not really.
No, not really. Okay. All right. So now I read where you once played running back, wide out, and now you're playing quarterback. Do you feel that quarterback is the favorite position for you?
Yes, sir.
And why do you like being a quarterback?
I like being a quarterback to have good relationships with my teammates and be a good leader.
Okay. And in your thinking, what makes for being a good leader?
What makes being a good leader
Yeah.
is having good trust.
Okay. So you got to trust them and they got to trust you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in tough situations, guys are looking at you to lead the team. Do you feel that no matter what the situation, you can lead your team, whether it's a great night or a pretty bad night, you're going to lead the team to victory no matter what?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, you know, leadership also has to do with having self confidence. I can tell just by your demeanor that you're a guy that has a lot of belief in themselves. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me one of your tough games when y'all were behind and you had to bring the team back. Do you recall one of those games this past year where y'all were kind of in a situation where you had to kind of bring the team back?
No, sir. We was never down.
Y'all was never down? Never.
Never.
Wow. Okay. Well, do you think sometimes you can get a little bit overconfident by winning all the time?
You can.
So how do you keep Karriyan under control from not, kind of getting out of not losing his composure, I guess? How do you keep yourself calm and relaxed and focused? What do you do?
Slowing myself down.
Okay. And are you like a lot of guys? You got favorite music you like to listen to before during the warm-ups of the game?
Not really.
No, not really. Okay. Because I know I've seen guys come out there on the field doing pregame warm-ups, man. They got their headphones on and they're listening to music. So I didn't know if that was something that was a ritual for you or not. So
No, sir.
that's not something you do.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So now you got the Paris Inman game that you got coming up. So talk a little bit about that game and what happened in that game. Just talk about how you got into the game and how the game went. I mean, because scoring 56 points, man, that's a lot of points. I mean, sound like you guys jumped on them pretty quick.
Yes, sir. We really didn't have to get on offense as much because our defense did most of the work in special teams.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So interceptions, punt returns, kickoff returns, that kind of helped make the game go pretty easy.
Yes, sir.
How many touchdowns did you throw in that game?
Uh, I don't think I did, but I did throw some completions.
Did you run for a touchdown in the game?
Not that
You
game.
didn't even score?
Nah, not that game.
Not that game? Okay. Did y'all dump the Gatorade container over the coach after y'all won the state, man?
Nah, cause he was ready.
Y'all had thoughts about doing that though.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I also saw in a write up that you got an outstanding teammate on your team. Is it Karriyan Simmons? Is that his name?
Kylan,
Kind of. Okay. And what position does he play?
receiver, running back, and safety.
Okay. All right. Did he score a couple of times in that game?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, he sounds like a great teammate to have. Are the two of you going to the same high school, or y'all going to go different ways now?
Different.
Oh, wow. You couldn't convince him to come with you? Okay. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, that should make for some good um, rivalry games when y'all meet again.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I was asking you about the fact that you wear the number 4. Before you tell me about that, tell me who your favorite quarterback is.
I don't necessarily have a favorite quarterback, but I do look up to Jaden Daniels as a quarterback.
And why do you look up to Jalen Daniels?
Well, mostly because he won the Heisman Trophy winner. He was the Heisman Trophy winner last year at my favorite college, LSU.
Oh, you like LSU? Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. So you're a big Tiger fan.
Yes, sir.
All right. If you have the chance to go to LSU, is that where you want to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you wear the number 4. Jalen Daniels wears number 5. So why do you wear number 4?
Oh, number four, because I was born on the fourth day of the week.
The fourth day of the week. Okay. And that's going to be your number forever, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Uh, so are there any other quarterbacks? How much football do you watch on TV? Let me ask you that.
Not that much.
Not that much. Yeah, well, you pretty active. But when you do watch, do you watch a lot of stuff on Saturdays or Sundays? Which ones do you like watching? College or pro football?
Pro.
Pro. Okay. All right. Well, that's a good thing, man. I've seen a lot of quarterbacks in my lifetime, and you know, a lot of times these guys uh, make for some outstanding football players later on. Some of them have to transition from being a quarterback to a different position, which is not always good. But I'm sure your coaches, I'm sure your number one cheerleader there, your mom, wanting to make sure that the only position in football that you'll ever play is going to be what?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. There you go. Don't let them talk you into playing anything but that position, man. That is the spot. Uh, I had a guy on the show last week, and he was saying how the quarterback, the center, middle linebacker, safety, those are all positions. If you think about it, they all line up in the middle of the formations, and those are the guys that make all the play calls: the quarterback, the center on offense, middle linebacker, and safety on defense. So if you always want to be in that leadership role, quarterback is the position. How long you been playing football, KJ?
For about 6 years, I think.
About 6 years. Okay. And you started out playing Pop Warner.
Say that again.
I said you started out playing Pop Warner.
What is that?
Okay, so like in Florida, we have what we call Pop Warner, which is ages 6 through 12. That's kind of like recreation football.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. What do y'all call it in Memphis?
I don't know. I
Y'all,
forgot.
rec football, maybe?
We call it Little League.
Oh, y'all call it Little League. Okay, okay. Very good. Okay, very good. So you say you work out regularly. How often do you work out during the course of a week?
3 days.
3 days a week. Is that all just uh, football skill, or is it football skills and weight training combined?
Just weight training for the 3 days.
Okay,
If I have weight room training, I go to a basketball gym to work out.
okay. And when you're in football season, how often do you work out with your quarterback coach?
Uh, every Saturday.
Every Saturday? Okay. And just so our listeners and viewers are aware, because it's got to be a challenge for a guy like yourself to want to perform at a high level. What are some of the things that you are working on to be a better quarterback when you work out with your quarterback coach?
My footwork and the way I throw the ball.
Okay. And when you throw the football, kind of describe, what you go through in order to get better at throwing a football, because I know some guys have some bad techniques. So describe a little bit what the coach is teaching you from a throwing perspective or throwing motion.
Mostly like bringing my arm up instead of throwing it like sideways, and
Okay.
make sure I throw it on the line.
Throw it on the line. Okay. And footwork wise, when you're throwing the ball, not just footwork from moving around, but footwork wise, from throwing off your back foot to your front foot, how much time would you say he spends on helping you to get that better?
He spends a lot of time actually.
Okay, all right. And because he's working with you so diligently on your footwork, what are some of the things that help you with your footwork?
My hips.
Your hips,
Yes, sir.
like a dancer. You got to know how to dance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Would you say his time has helped you become a better quarterback from before you started working with him?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Very good. So, as we get ready for now that you're leaving football season, so now you told me that you were playing basketball, so basketball season is over.
Yes, sir.
What position you playing basketball?
Small forward.
Small forward. Okay. Um, and would you prefer being at the shooting guard, or you like being at the small forward?
Shooting guard.
I got you. I got you. All right. So once you finish with now that basketball is over, is there another sport you play after basketball season is over?
Running track.
Running track. Okay. You like running 100 and the 200 or something else?
The 1600, the 800, and the 400.
And of those three, because those are real, I mean, we call them man events because those distances, man, you really got to perform well. Of those three, the 400, the 800, and the 1600, which one is your favorite to run?
I don't have a favorite.
You just don't have, you just go out there and destroy people no matter what.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I want to hear more about your track, man. When track season come, I'm gonna be back in touch with your mom to see how track season is going. We've got a track meet down in Jacksonville, Florida, called the Bob Hayes. Bob Hayes was a great Olympian, and they have a track meet for middle schoolers. That's part of that. So maybe one day when you get in high school, maybe y'all will get down here to participate in that. Um, what got you into track? I mean, running those events in track, because that's kind of different to run those three events. What got you into that?
Just wanted to try something new. Not just stuck with it.
Okay. And since neither one of them are your favorite, uh, and you've been running it, how long have you been running track?
6.
So you've been running track as long as you've been playing football.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, man, you almost sound like one of those decathlon. I mean, not triathletes. Because you run track, you play basketball, you play football. Uh, so I mean, what don't you do? What sport don't you do? Because it sounds like you can do any sport.
Uh, I don't know really.
Have you ever tried baseball?
No, sir.
No. Okay. You know, I I played three different sports in high school, but baseball was not one of them because of one thing. I did not want to get hit with that baseball. I don't I don't care what nobody says. I, I, if I had played baseball and never got hit, KJ, I would have been done. I'm like, I quit. I'm I'm not doing I'm not doing that anymore. But I did play three sports in high school. So I played football, soccer, and I played tennis. And tennis uh, got me into. I got a chance to play tennis in college when I went to Florida A&M University. So okay, well, so now that I know that you got all these sports that you like, other than sports, what else do you like? What kind of hobbies do you have?
Playing my video game, going outside.
Okay. And who's your biggest competition on your video game? Do you have a certain person that's always challenging you to beat you or whatever on your video games?
No, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir.
You don't have like a best friend and y'all always going at it on the video games?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. Not even your mom challenge you on the video games?
No, sir.
All right. Well, look, we're going to take a quick time out. I'm going to do a couple of advertisements and we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more. What else is going on in the world of Karriyan KJ Strong? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Man, as you can see, it's nothing like having you come on the show to talk about some things. And this young man tonight is definitely a champion to win 2 championships in a matter of 4 days. That's who we got on the show tonight. Karriyan KJ Strong, Memphis Business Academy over there in Memphis, Tennessee. We're going to get back to him shortly. But before we do that, we want to remind you that we will be presenting our Built Memorial trophies to our winners next month. Once again, our winners from the high school level, Jordan Durham from Zarephath Academy in Jacksonville, Florida, 6,000 yards. And at the collegiate level, David Wright III, over 3,000 yards playing for Clark Atlanta University. He was also the SIAC Player of the Year. Now, we keep telling you that we got merchandise that we keep bringing to you. So you've seen the T-shirt, quarterfive back T-shirt. You've seen the quarterfive back golf shirt. Now we're bringing you the quarterfive back warm-up in our traditional colors of orange and black or orange and bronze. This two-piece, very, very attractive warm-up, very heavy, very insulated, very nice. It's got the logo on the front, the orange trims on the sleeves and around the pockets and down the pants, and it's got the logo on the left pant leg. This goes for $89.99 for sizes small through extra large. Add additional $20 if you want it in the extra large sizes 2X through 4X. All you got to do is go to our website at quarterfiveback.com. Send us an email telling us what size you want, and we'll get it out to you. You can Zelle us your payment, 904-994-2189 to Zelle us your payment for the quarterfive back warm-up. And then also want to remind you that as we continue to make you informed about black quarterbacks at the collegiate, high school, and professional levels, you need to get you a copy of my book, The Forgotten QBs, the little-known history, statistics, and information about black quarterbacks who've played this game of American college football since 1903, a little bit before that for the HBCUs, but from 1903 to 1990 is how we chronicled the quarterbacks in my book, The Forgotten QBs. Go to the website again, click on the book icon. $35 is the cost of the book. Get you a copy of this phenomenal book. If you don't have this book in your library, man, your library is very bare, because this book is giving you all the short bios and history of quarterbacks, black quarterbacks, other information statistic-wise, other information about some outstanding heroes who've played football other than the quarterback position, but who are pioneers on the gridiron. And you want to find out as much as you can about those guys and these black quarterbacks. So get you a copy of The Forgotten QBs, my book, only $35, free shipping. So go to our website and get you a copy of that. And then finally, if you want to support us here at Quarterfive Back in the Post Route, send us $44 to get your membership as a teammate to support us. It gets you the Quarterfive Back t-shirt, the decal, and your official Quarterfive Back certificate as an annual member of Quarterfive Back. If you don't want to do that, you can send us $4.40 as a supporter of Quarterfive Back, and we will definitely be proud and happy to have you become a part of what we're doing here. Quarterfive Back and the Post Route, all connected, because we are the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks. We're going to get back to my guest tonight. Mr. KJ, Karriyan Strong, a phenomenal athlete in his own right at the middle school level to win championships at both the high school, I'm sorry, city championship, and then turn around and win the middle school championship all in the same week. All in the same week. On a Tuesday, he won one championship, and on a Saturday, he won the state championship over there in Tennessee for middle schools. And that's something we're very, very proud of. I think we might have lost his connection. We're going to stay right here until we get him back. But just think about a young man in the 8th grade going out and playing his heart out on a Tuesday night, thinking that, man, if I win this game, I'll get a chance to play for the state championship here in Tennessee. He goes out and wins one game by the score of 48-6 to win the Memphis City championship. And over in Memphis, it's the Memphis Shelby County Interscholastic Athletic Association. So they won that. But then in 3 days, he had to come back and play in the Tennessee championships for middle schools, a state championship, and he won that by a score of 56-22. That was a feat that I don't know of too many guys who could do that. I don't know how many high school guys could turn around and do that, college guys or pro guys, but here he is in the 8th grade doing that. And man, he is my hero in 2024-25, because he was able to put those two games back to back and come out victorious. So when you're that kind of champion, when you can do those kind of things, man, you are phenomenal. KJ, welcome back to the show, buddy.
Well, wait.
So now we found out that you like football. We know you love football. We know you love football. We know you like basketball. We know you're an Iron Man when it comes to track and field, because you run the 400, 800, and the 1600. And you say you got hobbies like playing your video games, but you told me there was something else that you really, really like to do. What's that other thing you like to do, KJ?
Play my video game.
Yeah, but you told me you like to cook.
Oh yeah, cook. Yes.
So you told me your life's ambition, you want to be a chef.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So does that mean you might also want to have your own restaurant?
Uh, I don't know if I want to have my own restaurant. I just want to like go out places and cook.
Okay. So what is your favorite food to cook? Since you like to cook, what's your favorite food to cook?
Shrimp pasta.
Shrimp pasta. That's your favorite.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you like to eat, Karriyan?
Yes, sir.
Well, I guess if you're going to be a chef, you're going to have to like to cook. Okay. Shrimp pasta. And how often do you cook a meal at home, if I may ask? How often are you in the kitchen cooking a meal?
Whenever I can help out.
Okay. So does your mom let you cook once a week, maybe? Once a month, or how does that work?
Uh, I usually like help her cook sometimes. I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. And do you just ever tell her I'm going to cook dinner tonight? You just go get the stuff and I'll cook it.
Sometimes I have.
Okay. All right. So talk a little bit of how you go about preparing this shrimp pasta, because as a chef, you got to let us in on some of your secret recipes. So what do you do with your shrimp pasta that makes it so special?
I season very well.
You season very well. Okay.
I make
Uh,
sure.
Go ahead.
I make sure the pasta is not hard.
Okay. And how much shrimp do you prepare? I mean, is it like a pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds? How much shrimp do you put in your pasta?
I don't know.
You know?
Like a bag from Kroger.
Okay. Is it a small shrimp or is it jumbo shrimp?
The small shrimp.
Okay. All right. And I asked you if you like making desserts. You told me you're not into the desserts. You're just into cooking the food.
Yes, sir.
Do you barbecue anything? You ever
No,
barbecued anything?
no,
No?
sir.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. Hold up. KJ. KJ.
Yes, sir.
Let me just share this with you, man. What city are you in?
Memphis, Tennessee.
You know what Memphis is famous for?
No,
You
sir.
don't know what Memphis is famous for?
Not really.
Really? Man, I'm disappointed now. I mean, I know there's somebody in your family who's told you that Memphis is famous for barbecue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now if you're gonna be from Memphis, KJ, you're gonna have to learn how to cook some what?
Barbecue.
There we go. Okay. Okay, the shrimp pasta is fine, but when you say you from Memphis, somebody's gonna ask you, so man, you cook barbecue? And if you tell them, well, no, I don't really cook no bar. Oh man, you're not from Memphis. You gotta know how to cook some barbecue if you're gonna be from Memphis. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
you gotta get the ribs, you gotta season the ribs just right, you gotta smoke them just right, you gotta lay that. Do you like barbecue? Maybe you don't like barbecue. You like barbecue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you like to eat barbecue.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But starting after the night, we're gonna start working on how to do what with barbecue.
Cook it.
There we go. There we go. And I want you to cook up some barbecue ribs, man. I don't know who is there to help you, but I want somebody in your household, your family, teach you how to cook some ribs, man. Don't
Yes,
don't you
sir.
be don't you be from Memphis and you don't know how to cook some ribs. I mean, like in Florida, if somebody said, "Well, Earl, you cook seafood," I dabble a little bit, but I don't really do the seafood. I will cook some ribs though. I will definitely cook some ribs. So, man, that's a trademark in Memphis, man. Golly, ooh, I want you. I want you. Okay, now let me ask you this: do you like sweet potato pie?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now that's going to be two things. that's two dishes I need you to work on because when I talk to you, we're probably going to have another conversation next year when you get to high school. But I want to know that, hey man, Miss Kitchens, I'm working on the ribs, and I need somebody to work on that sweet potato pie. So man, if you can't cook nothing else other than your shrimp pasta, you got that pie and you got those ribs working, man. Because let me tell you, you might become a specialty chef and barbecue ribs might be a specialty. There's a guy, KJ, out in Houston. You know what he does? He barbecues oxtails.
Yes, sir.
Now, I had never heard of that man, but this guy is his special. He's got a play. He's got his business is called Let's BBQ, and let me tell you, he started out by just putting it on the big smokers on the back of a truck like they do, but now he's got his own restaurant. And he is phenomenal. So, hey man, you get on top of that. I'm gonna have to talk to your mom about that barbecue thing, man. I'm gonna have to talk to her about that. She we're gonna have to get you in that kitchen and get you to cooking a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can cook for the team sometime. I know y'all have pregame meals, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, wouldn't that be something special that KJ cooked our pregame meal tonight? Wouldn't that be kind of special?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Um, so you're getting ready to go from eighth grade to ninth grade, and
Yes,
you
sir.
told me your favorite subject is what?
Math.
You like math. Okay. So you got to help me out with this. So I remember having to take math. I remember algebra, but after that, I really don't really remember doing a whole lot of math stuff. I would take it that you're already doing your algebra.
No.
No algebra yet?
No, sir.
What about geometry?
Yes, I want to say yes.
Okay. All right, geometry. Okay. Geometry was very difficult for me. So, okay. So now let me take you back and talk a little bit more football with you real quick. Um, you said you like quarterbacking from the shotgun position, right?
Yes, sir.
And you gave me the names of the three routes. Do you like calling your own number sometimes when you're playing quarterback?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And being that you're training with the quick feet and all, um, since you won't be playing for Memphis Business Academy anymore, what was the play when you call your number? What was the name of the play when you call your number? What was the name of that play?
It's not a Pacific play. Just
It's
tell.
not. It wasn't a specific play like Z4TYZ, nothing like that.
No,
For you to
sir.
run the ball, quarterback sneak, quarterback draws, nothing like that.
No, sir.
Oh man. Okay. So why do you love football so much as opposed to maybe track and basketball?
I like football because I like the work that you have to put in to get what
And what
you
kind? Go ahead.
to get to where you have to be, to where you want to be and have to be and stuff like that.
Okay. And how long do your practices last? When you were playing last year, how long did practice last?
Around like 2 hours or an hour and 30.
Hour and 30. And how much time after practice did KJ put in after practice?
A good 30 minutes
A
with
good
my
30 minutes
receivers.
working with your receivers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, you got to continue doing that as you move on to the high school level, man. Always put in that extra work because that's going to be very, very important. Very important. Um, how familiar? You said you're going to, was that Barker High?
Bartlett.
Bartwick. Okay. So, what do you know about their football ninth grade team? What do you know about their team?
I don't know much about their ninth grade team, but their varsity team is very good.
Okay. Now, how tall are you, KJ?
I'm about 5'8.5".
Five, 8.5. Okay. Are you going to try out for the varsity, or you gonna stick with the ninth grade?
The varsity.
You gonna try out for varsity?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I like that. I like you being assertive like that. Um, just as an FYI, 2 years ago, I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy. His name is Julian Lewis. He played for a high school over in Carrollton, Georgia. He was a ninth grade quarterback on the varsity football team, right?
Yes, sir.
He threw for 4,100 yards as a ninth grader.
That's crazy.
I know. I know. Well, you'll get a chance to see him this upcoming fall because he finished high school early and he'll be playing for Coach Deion Sanders out there in Colorado.
Yes,
They
sir.
call him Juju Lewis. So, but 4,100 yards as a ninth grader. So just to let you know, and I think in ninth grade he might have been right at about 6 feet. So you're going to ninth grade. You might hit 6 feet after this summer coming up, man. The way things are going. So keep working hard so you can become that guy, man. Because I'm sure those coaches have heard about you, and it'll be another learning experience. Does playing against older guys intimidate you?
No, sir.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Well, you got to be tough to play those older guys because they want to see how tough you are when you get there. So that'll be another thing that you'll have to really work on your mental game and your physical game. So the conditioning definitely helps. Definitely helps. So, is there anything you would like to share to our listeners? Anything you want to ask? Anything you want to let us know? Anything else about Karriyan that we don't know already?
No, sir.
Nothing at all.
No, sir.
Okay. Well, it has indeed been my pleasure to have you on our show tonight, young man. I want to wish you the best. You stay healthy, you stay strong, you continue to stay on top of your schoolwork. Uh, Continue to be a very respectful young man. I appreciate your mannerisms. That's big with me and a lot of older guys my age. And you keep doing what you're doing over there. And thanks for coming on the show. But one thing I want you to know that by you being on the show tonight, you know what has now happened for you by you being on the show tonight.
No, sir.
So, with you being on the show, every time we have a guest on the show, we always do this one thing with them and let them know that by being on the show, you are now a member of our fraternity we call Quarter Phi Back.
Yes, sir.
And you are the second middle school quarterback to become a member of our fraternity of black quarterbacks. So the only way you can become a member of Quarter Phi Back in the fraternity, you have to be a black quarterback. And now you are the second middle school guy. As a matter of fact, I had a guy on, he's a seventh grader from Georgia. He became the first. You're now the second one. I got another middle school guy coming on the show at the end of February. So we're going to be tracking you guys for the next 4 or 5 years, man, to see how you're doing and make sure you're staying on top of your game. But congratulations for being a part of our fraternity. We're going to make sure we keep up with us. And please don't hesitate to reach out to us and let us know how you're doing, because we are now your brothers in this transition of your life as you go from now till forever, because this is a lifetime membership. This is not a 1 year. This is a lifetime membership. You will be a member of our organization for life. And that is a very steep honor, because not everybody can become that, man. So we're going to track you, and now we'll be able to find your stats going forward to see how you're really doing. So I track quarterbacks from state to state, and I look forward to seeing you rise, becoming one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Tennessee as you go forward. So congratulations. Is your mom around?
She's in the other room.
She's in the other room. Hey, tell her to come on the screen real quick. I want to shout at her real quick.
I don't have my glasses on.
Dominique.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
You know I'm gonna let this go off without getting your face on this TV screen.
Yes.
Again, thank you so very much for reaching back out to us and making this interview happen, and making sure that KJ was able to get on. I'm glad he got better, and I'm just extremely proud of him, and I want to keep him healthy and keep him going forward, because I know it's a very tough thing that you're doing, but we spoke about you being that agent at this age, so you continue to keep him on the right path. But Dominique.
Yes, sir.
You got to teach him how to cook them ribs, sweetheart.
Okay, so I heard that you were asking him about that. I guess shame on me, but I bet he doesn't know that Memphis is known for ribs and barbecue, blues and ribs and
that's right.
Of that. But we will talk about that. But one thing, Karriyan, please stand up and correct. Say, what is your name?
Karriyan.
Karriyan. Okay, thank you.
I was
all
like,
right.
Say your name. But yes, I will talk to him about ribs, because I know his favorite food. So
all right, Karriyan. All right, well, I'm glad Mom corrected me. And, if someone pronounces his name wrong, man, just correct them. They won't be offended. So if it's, Karriyan, so I'll correct it. Karriyan, KJ Strong, thank you so very much. Dominique, thank you so very much for coming on the show tonight. And we'll get your certificate and your letter out this week to officially make you a member of Quarter Phi Back. All right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
I'll be checking back to see how you're doing on the track season, okay?
Okay.
You guys take care. Thank you so very much. Stay blessed.
You too.
All right. Thank you. All right.
On the schedule for today is Kirby and Dexter.
Go.
They go
Count it,
pass.
count it, count it, count it, count it, count it.
Phenomenal. There you go. Karriyan, we thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Well, it's been another fun night. Another fraternity member to join the ranks of the brotherhood of the members of Quarter Five Back, the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks. We are in the 2025, and we've already this makes the third official member, fourth overall. You know, we got an honorary member in Dr. Lewis Moore, so we're thankful to have him in. So again, we would like to say thank you to our guest tonight. Thank you to his mom, Dominique Strong, for being a part of what we're doing here. We are so gracious to have them both a part of our organization. I would also like to thank my crew for making this show possible. First and foremost, I got to give shout outs to my photographer, chief photographer, Mr. Will Relaford, for making sure that we have the photographs when we need them. The number two guy that's making a lot of the things happen on both Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, is our social media director, Mr. Kemal Lazier. Thank you so very much, son, for making all of these things happen and keeping us abreast out there on Instagram and X and everything else to make sure that we're in the forefront of people who are keeping up with the show, keeping up with Quarter Five Back, and letting folks know what we're doing. Also like to thank our senior consultant, Dr. Earl Kitchings, for being a part of what we're doing. And finally, the one person that makes sure that all the gears are greased up and everything is happening, the number one producing director, my number one wing person, Miss Ronline Kennedy, for all the work she does to make sure that every show that we do is a good show by reaching out and making sure our guests are in line, our information is correct, and all the other things that she does to make the post route and to make Quarter Five Back the organization that we are. We are so grateful and thankful. Again, follow us. Click on the link. Subscribe to the link. Subscribe to the show. Hit the notification bell. Do whatever you got to do to follow us here at Quarter Five Back. And always check us out every Monday night at 7 o'clock on the post route. Until our next show, as we say each and every Monday night, go deep and go for the bomb. Till next week, take care, everybody. Have a great week.
On the schedule for today is Kirby and Dexter.